Does knobhead start with a K or an N?
Great question.
I'm never sure. I
feel like
avoid
I'm
spelling it out because then I think I look like a knobhead if I get it wrong.
I feel like I'm touring myself up if I say with a K.
Yeah. I know what you mean. It feels like it shouldn't, but then you're not sure just because it could.
What a word, though.
It's great. I love it. I mean...
Did you never getting cancelled for calling someone a knobhead?
I know, but it's great, and it's like...
It's like if you just, like, remember we're redacted. And then, like, that's you, game over.
Yeah, that's you done. But knobhead, like, you can just get... It almost feels like it's not offensive in a way, but it is. Like, it almost feels like you could say it on, like, kids' TV.
Close.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Close.
It's like that. It's like crap.
Just as the gunging someone.
Yeah, look at this knobhead. It does feel like, doesn't it? I mean, probably technically, you'd probably still get in trouble. But
is it on BBC or ITV?
If it's ITV, it's tapping.
ITV, you're right, because I don't think anyone watches it.
No.
BBC, you'll get 14 complaints from Tunbridge Wells. I only ever knew Tunbridge Wells existed because of that complaints programme where pricks used to write in from Tunbridge Wells. That is like the epicentre of Karens.
It is, isn't it? Do you know what I found out about Tunbridge
No one from
Wells?
Points of View ever wrote in from Newton Heath.
Yeah, Newton Heath. Someone from Droylsden going...
Oh, sorry, I saw someone he misparked. What, and then what?
Yeah.
Well, they hacked him to death.
No one from Weast is writing into Points of View.
No, it's just
forget it.
Dicks from Tunbridge Wells in their beige cardigans, driving their 5-year-old Focus with perfect fucking service history.
I'm sick of the amount of, brown people on the telly. That sort of stuff. I'm not saying I am. I'm saying that's the person from Tunbridge Wells complaining because they're all, like you say, Karens, aren't they?
Do you know what? I love this whole thing about people who are anti-woke. So are you saying you're asleep?
Don't set me off.
Are you trying to say that you're asleep? It's like, I am anti-woke, so you're...
What even is that? What does that mean?
Is that like proud to be ignorant?
Yeah, because like, the word woke's just been overused now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, if you say, don't use homophobia.
It's gone from people being like kind of into conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's what it started with, wasn't it? Right? That was people who are a bit woke. You're a sheep. I believe in the Illuminati. That was woke.
Yeah.
Now it's people who think like trans people shouldn't be abused on trains.
Yeah. What do you mean I can't beat up...
What am I going to do with this cabbage?
Yeah, what do you mean I just can't beat up people I don't like? Oh, you're so woke. Well, no, that is not what it means. And it has become this umbrella term. Thank you, my friend. This is the ultimate test now. Steve's going to go, have we run out of milk?
What do you reckon it is? Is it milk, or have we had an argument with the top of the cup?
Top of the cup. No, I think actually... No, it's... Oh,
it's not bad.
Not bad. There's a ringing endorsement.
See what it tastes like.
Who was responsible for this? Producer Callum. He's a man of many talents, isn't he?
Well,
yeah.
He's a man.
I
don't know, can we even say that anymore? Did I just assume?
That's another thing, right? I hate it when people say, I know you're messing about, people say, you can't say anything anymore after they've said something outrageous. Like that obviously you can't say. Do you know what I mean?
No, you can't say that.
Yeah, like you can't, you've never been able to say that. What do you mean? Like, but people say it then, don't they? You know what? I got suspended and work have sent me home because I said this. And like, well, yeah, obviously. Do you know what I mean? It's like everyone's become precious. And it's not the people.
Did you see this the other day that apparently there's 1,000 or more police that are under investigation for sexual assault? How many police is there? That feels like a percentage.
2,000.
1,300. That feels like a whole percentage.
70%. Yeah.
Is there 100,000 police? Let's have a Google.
Let's have a Google and find out.
See if you can get nearest the pin. How many police is there? Because I have no idea.
How many police?
I have no idea how many police there are. Fucking seems like none.
Well, since the Tories took over, they've culled them, haven't they? Let's have it right. 100 and 2020 there was 153,000.
So it's like
0.6%.
6%
in it.
Wow,
that's a lot of that in it. That's like, what is going on there? Do you know what I mean? And it's like, Chris Rock makes a great point where he says about, they always use the term, don't they, in America, when a copper shoots an innocent person, it's a bad apple. And he says, like, the police force is the one place you shouldn't have any bad apples. It's like, you don't have bad apples when it comes to pilots,
Yeah.
You don't go, well, 99% of our flights go without incidents. Yeah, they all land. Just that 1% where we have that bad apple that flies it into a mountain deliberately. It's like you shouldn't have any bad apples in the police. That's kind of the point of the police. They're there to stop the other bad apples. So it's no good if they're just all horrible people themselves.
There is a perception that people who join the police are a certain, almost middle-class sort of demographic, right?
Yeah.
Would you say that's a fair
I think that's fair.
assumption?
Because I think, is it fair to say that people from our background tend to not join the police?
Yeah, well, what I was going to say is, versus the people who join the army are a lot more working-class scumbags.
You can say that because you get a pass because you were in the army.
I think that's the... But certainly those who join as the grunts, that's definitely the demographic.
I'll go along with you.
The officer class is a bit more like that fella married a Meghan, right? Almost exclusively.
Yeah.
Not all of them HRH, but they all at least...
Tally-ho.
Are in that sort of
stuff.
game.
I love all that,
they've
mate.
all got a card for it, right? Or a pinky ring.
What is that pinky ring? I wanted to ask you this.
I have no idea.
Come on, you
I've
must
met
know.
people who wear pinky rings unironically.
Yeah, I was on the train today and I noticed the guy next to me.
He definitely works at a private bank.
Yeah, he had a pinky ring. I see this all the time.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of it.
Could we buy ourselves a pinky ring?
Absolutely not.
You've
Our
got
accent precludes us.
Oh, mate.
We haven't got double barrel names.
We haven't got a coat of arms.
No, we haven't got a coat of arms.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely haven't got...
You didn't pay to go to school?
No, I went to a free school.
Yeah,
you haven't got horses. You haven't got land.
Mate. What about...
Your yard don't count neither.
My Little Ponies?
This don't count.
No.
This don't count.
And I changed my name so it's double barrel.
So what I was going to say is, I reckon if you had to investigate the military for how many of the military are currently under sexual assault, I bet it's not 1,000.
No. I agree.
And isn't that mad? I bet if you was looking how many are currently on bail for assault.
I mean, I remember the first time I got nicked. And I remember the desk sergeant saying to me, I know you don't like this term, but I'm repeating what he said. He said to me, squaddy, are you? Bro, I was about, this was when I was 18 the first time I got nicked. I weighed about 6 stone. I went, do I look like a fucking squaddy? She was like someone's in the army. Barely stand up. But yeah, that was the attitude he had towards him.
There was an occasion where I might have been invited to stay bed and breakfast free of charge at Her Majesty's pleasure.
Yeah.
And I don't talk to police, so I no commented the fuck out of everything. And one of the fellas in the black and white tops came in and goes, if you'd have told us you was in the army, we'd have drove you around the corner and let you go.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, bastard. Then I got 300 hours community service and a 10 grand fine, Jay.
That's
the most
top
of
whack.
Yeah.
I feel a bit embarrassed to say I only got 180 when I got it. A bit ashamed. 300, that's good going.
And do you know what?
Go on.
They put an arrest warrant out for me because I hadn't turned up for my community service because I was in Iraq, Jay.
What, you was in Iraq and they put a warrant out, so the warrant officer came round to your house looking for you?
We went to the camp.
You went to the camp. Why have you not come and clean the canal?
The thing is, I had...
Because he's in Iraq.
I had whoever... is it parole officer? I can't even remember. Whoever I'm dealing with. Yeah. And he was like... I'm like, right, so I'm going to Iraq Tuesday. See you in about 5 months.
Did it affect you in any way? Was there any sort of way where they're going to go... Is this when you first started in the army where they're going to go, actually, this hanging over you could scupper your chances?
They told me they was charging me for bringing the army into disrepute. And,
really?
And then I never got charged.
That's good. Because that would have been a shame, innit? Just for,
Pretty sure it's what we're known for. What happened? Oh, you levered someone.
What? we don't have that sort of behaviour in the army. Hey, violence. We're not into that. Yeah, because that is bad. That 300 hours. That is hefty. Because they upped it. When I was doing it, 240 was the max, and then they bumped it up.
Well, I had my first hearing. It was with Manchester's most senior judge. He had an Irish name. Is it O'Reilly? Something like that. It literally was taught by. We had a. Was it a QC that we hired? It was a person with a wig and that anyway. It was like £350 an hour it was.
Right.
Absolutely had my pants off, Jay. And the army's basically like, this is who you're getting and you're paying. You're like, all right, sweet.
Oh, mate.
And it was like, basically, you've got Manchester's most senior judges, like that can either go one or two ways.
Yeah.
You can either try and make an example or he'll be sound.
Because he's seen so much, he's like, what is this nonsense?
And he goes, he sits us down, like, my commanding officer stands up and just lies, and basically is like, the army will just collapse without him. What? Yeah, I know he's got 160,000, but without him, done. Without this lowly lance corporal, it's over.
Do you watch Phoenix Nights?
Yeah.
Like when Kenny's seen you with his medals. Your Majesty.
No, I went in civvies. I couldn't bring myself to do that.
Can I borrow them medals?
My gaffer's like, he's doing these charity pigeon shoots and all sorts. I'm standing there going,
mate, that's class. That.
And he asked all these really like interested questions and blah blah blah, and he was like, so what happened? It was like, first night back from Afghanistan, guy calls me a murderer, fucking hooked his chin off, and and he was like, okay, no problem. He's like, right, come back in whatever it is, a month for sentencing, and then we come back in a month for sentencing. He's ill, and then you get a recorder. So a recorder is just some on-duty solicitor, innit?
Yeah.
Who's just hanging about the place, devoed that he's got to do a bit of work.
Oh God, yeah.
And he goes, he's not written any of this down in his notes, and I don't like being told what sentences I'm allowed to give. And I was like, oh, this is going to go well.
Oh, what?
So he's like, so my gaffer stands up and he goes, you give him a sentence or a suspended sentence, we have to kick him out.
Really?
Yeah.
That's squeaky bum time, that, innit?
Yeah.
Because
you're looking at then, I think you're looking at, it's not NFA'd at that point, is it? But it's basically thrown it out, which you can't do because I definitely did that shit. Or it's community service.
Mate.
So then he goes, he leans in front of him and asks someone in front of him, he goes, what's the maximum amount of community service I can award?
Really?
He goes, 300 hours. He's like, 300 hours.
Because that
like, what's the maximum amount of fine and compensation I can award? And he was like, 10 grand.
So he always had a bit of bee in his body, didn't he? Because that's a bit much.
And then, obviously, because it's the military, fucking gaffer goes, yeah, we'll make him pay that as fast as humanly possible. I'm like, oh, because they just do an order on your wages then, don't they?
Oh, mate.
Nice one, lads.
That's mad, that. I can't believe, like, if you get a suspended sentence.
So, yeah, they came, the guy that was doing my casework, whatever it was, before I went to Iraq, I said, I'm going to Iraq. And he was like, right, no problem. Well, he left. The new guy didn't get the information, so they think I've just pissed off.
And then they've got.
And I was like, look, I definitely fucking told him I was going to Iraq. Do you think I'm not here on holiday, mate? But I'm on the phone in Iraq trying to like plead my case with the thingies, like. So then they made me come back and do it all in like a week.
So you went obviously.
I think I had like 70 hours left to do.
Oh mate, I had to do mine on a Sunday morning. It was horrible.
They just had me in a charity shop. To be honest,
did they?
I just read books.
Did you?
Yeah.
I mean, you got right touch. They had us washing cars at Stretford Probation Centre at first.
When you go, they tell you like you have like an induction to community service, don't you?
Yeah.
So it looks like digging parks.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is gonna be a fucking right laugh, innit? And then when I got my order, it's like charity shop in Hyde.
A charity shop, mate. You fell on your feet there. Yeah. At first it was washing cars, then it was delivering leaflets. But delivering leaflets was all right. You just used to dump them. Like, no one delivered him. Like, I don't know how they thought it was a thing. Literally, everyone you get your bag and just go and dump him like in a field where you could find somewhere. It was mental that they actually thought that was a thing. But mate, do you know what? So when was that then? That must have been. How old were you now?
That was 2000. I think it was 2006, 2007.
Is that last time he was in trouble?
No.
I've not been in trouble since then, son.
There was
2004 was the last time I got nicked.
Check this out. Bringing it back right back round.
Go on.
Got arrested at the Emirates.
Wow. Now, if that's not the perfect segue, I don't know what is, right? And that wasn't even planned. That 40 minutes me and him have been chatting about nothing to do with Arsenal, and he brought it right back.
Is our wireless mic in here that we used to use for fan cams?
I want to know why before I tell you.
Is it yes or no?
I think so.
Callum, can you go and find the wireless mic that we use?
Oh, is it?
The Sennheiser one.
It might even be in our old studio, to be fair, because I've not seen it for ages. Why has it got something on it? Or are you going to reenact something?
No, it's got a dent in the top of it.
Can you tell us, right? When was this? Come on. Surely it's been and gone. And I know there's people in the chat, and we'll get to
we got beat 3-0,
in a minute.
whichever one that was.
Oh, when the Matteo Darmian half hour of madness.
So someone by the name of Madam Mamola,
Right, okay.
may or may not have donked someone on the head with it.
Right, really?
It's still got a dent in it, maybe.
And then you were there.
Mate, I knock fuck out of someone.
Well, I think, to be fair, if I'm putting money on either of you two doing the fighting there, it ain't the one that rhymes with Momoa.
A guy took his
I know
belt
he can
off.
handle himself, but come on.
A guy took his belt off, and then Indiana Jones did him, and Momola hit the deck, and I was like, wow.
Took his belt off? What is it?
I've never seen that. That is a move. He had a big cowboy belt buckle on it. He goes, whadoosh.
Mate, that's impressive.
Yeah, it was good.
Did you tell him that as you snapped his jaw for him? No. Press with that, mate. What did well there?
I tried to take him down, and the guy must have been all of 23, 24 stone. Because I can lift people up 18, 19 stone.
Right.
And I went to try and lift him up, and I went, no.
Well done for persevering, though, because that is demoralising. That could have been the end of it. You could have gone, do you know what, forget this.
If you search on YouTube, Adam, see you next Tuesday, Macola, and find an account, some Gooner, some or other, there is a guy that you can just hear, and you'll hear him behind the camera, and you'll go, yeah, I know why you levered him.
Really?
Yeah,
he's just being an absolute...
Absolute. More sausage than Greg's monthly order.
Right, one of them ones. Well, to be fair to you, you're quite relaxed when it comes to certain... No, you're not one of them hot-headed. I've seen, like, people have said things to you, and you've given them a chance. Do you know what I mean? Well, you've gone, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Producer Chris was there as well.
Of course he was. That's the thing, though. It's like, if you don't like what you're doing, just don't watch it. Like, if you're there at the game.
The guy was filming us. I'm surprised. I'm not that surprised, actually. He was filming us as he come walking past us, about 30 metres away. Remember we used to work with the disreputable online blog? We used to have to do an intro for them.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even know that.
Yeah, we used to do like a fan cam mashup for them. We used to have to do an intro for it. It was only on Facebook, I think.
Oh, okay. That's quite ironic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Seeing as they were so judgmental of that.
Yeah, short memories. So I'm sitting on the steps of the side of the Emirates. Macca's doing
as well. Go on, sorry.
Macca's doing the Emirates.
Yeah.
Intro on the steps of the Emirates. Right. I'm just sitting here watching. Chris is filming. Adam's standing behind us, and our mate here just comes walking past. But we'd gone and done a collab with Arsenal Fan TV.
This is the dark days of this fan, or anything associated with fan channel, by the way.
So we've gone and done
two things there that we're no longer associated
honestly,
with.
mate, it's such a panto crowd. Like, hey, woo, it's weird, and it's not my idea of a good time.
Shady though, weren't they, them lot?
Yeah.
They were. They
made a lot of shit about Andy Tate, didn't they? Like, not wanting to meet him. I remember
looking for Andy Tate and all that nonsense. And then, ironically, they have him on. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
But so we went and did a collab with them. And as we're walking over, Mac mentions, this guy gave me a load of grief last time I was here. Most of the creators are there just to make the content and then get off on that, innit?
So this is just a fan, he's not a creator?
Yeah, we just walked over, but this guy's saying the sort of shit. Like, we get heckled by opposition fans.
Yeah, that's part of the course, isn't it?
Couldn't
to be
give a
fair.
fuck, right?
Yeah.
You know, might as well be salty.
That is your calling card,
yeah,
though.
Cool. Like, and what?
I've got a story for that, I'll tell you in a minute.
But this guy's like, fucking prick, fucking smash. Like,
what, getting like proper Larry?
Immediately.
Right.
And I'm like, what's his problem?
Yeah.
To Mac. And he goes, he did this to me last time I was here. But he was filming him as he was saying it into his face.
That annoys me.
And you can see me, if you watch the video of me on Arsenal Fan TV from that game, you can see me keep looking over to the side. Because obviously we've got a mic.
No.
The mic isn't picking up the shit he's saying, but he's saying the sort of shit that you say before we're fucking throwing hands.
Yeah.
And it's relentless, and it's personal, and it's intense. It's the sort of shit that I don't play with. Like, if you want to call me a dickhead, all right, cool. That's water off a duck's back. This was the different.
Right.
So we get off, and we go back round the front, but then he comes back round, and he's chops it off again, and I said, fuck it, I've had enough. And he was like, and I said, what are you going to do?
I love that. What are you going to do? See, I used to say that and get my head kicked in back in the day when I was out of my head. What are you going to do? Oh, that, okay. Yeah, no, because the whole, I know the might as well be Celtic thing does you head but I remember once.
I stand by it. Yeah. And actually, I retracted it because Celtic have been successful in European competition, so I retract my statement.
Because I remember being with Crawler at his gym.
Oh, yeah,
it's Callum Smith, you know, who's Liam Smith's fighting Chris Eubank Jr., innit? At a minute, that press conference went well, didn't it? Jesus wept. And he said, you know, because Crawler was saying to me, I need to tell Steve, I need to come and see him, I need to do a video with him, you know what Crawler's like. he's always like, oh, mate, sorry, I was meant to ring you. Oh, mate, you know, he just like...
Who do you reckon's busier, Gary Neville or Crawler?
I think there's more purpose to Gary Neville. Like, I think Crawler's just got about 1 million messages in his phone that he's trying to keep on top of. That just got away from him because he can't. I think Gary Neville's like got, you know, a plan and a PA looking after that part, and you're the class of 92 and you're doing the Sky TV stuff and you're doing the overlap stuff, and it's all sort of regimented.
You're buying half of Manchester.
Yeah, exactly.
3/4 of Manchester.
Yeah, you're meeting with the Labour Party. It's like there's all a purpose to it. Crawler's just
I do love how he goes after Tories though. He's took the gloves off.
Yeah, I see. This is where if McCall be, he's a Tory himself.
He's got Tory tendencies.
Yeah.
You can't be a multi-billionaire mega
property
landowner. and also
be completely left-wing.
Completely socialist. It doesn't really work like
and
that.
also in this country, if you're a little bit like left, they just think you're proper socialist, don't they? If you just think like, you know, I don't know, the NHS is quite good. Oh, you're a bloody communist. What? No.
Don't want to go bankrupt if I need a paracetamol.
Yeah. Because I remember Crawler's like, tell Steve I'm going to do some stuff with him. And then Crawler's like, to be fair, singing your praises. Oh, he's Steve, he's funny. And Callum Smith was like, who is he? Do I know him? He's like, you know him. He does all the United stuff. He's always he does all United stuff. He's been on Sky and all that. And he's like, no, what do you mean? Like, what does he look like? He described you. And then he said, you know, might as well be Celtic. He went, and he started laughing. Oh, might as well be Celtic. Yeah. And I'm like, guy, yeah. That's your calling card, bro. That's it.
Bastard.
Couldn't be worse. I remember watching that and thinking, do you know what? What made me laugh about it is I get it. I get just being fuming and like angry. I've had
enough. Way home from the cup final.
It was. You look like you'd had a few shandies as well, and it's like when you've just like. And I'm glad that back in the day when I was in my peak, there was no cameras, there was no YouTube. Because I wouldn't have made it out of the blocks, bro. Seriously.
To be fair, no one probably was. There was probably not many coherent enough sentences to throw back at you. Yeah. So instead of might as well be Celtic, it might have been like. We'll
get some of the super chats, then we'll continue on the theme of Arsenal and why we hate them. Seth Smith, Stephen, would love your analysis of the recent Lingard interview. Made me reappreciate Jesse and wish things had worked out for him. There's a good point in this because it defined an opinion. If you don't know what he's on about, thanks for your super chat, by the way. Jesse Lingard's done an interview with Stephen Bartlett on Diary of a CEO. Quite open, spoke about why it went wrong at United. I've not seen it all, so I can't comment on it entirely. I've seen a clip where he spoke about not getting his loan moved to Newcastle, and then John Murtaugh sort of saying to him, well, why do you want to go to Newcastle? Is it you just want time off? And he's like, no, that's not it. And then he said, well, do you know what? I'm going to have a couple of days off. That's leaked to the press. The Lingard asks for time off. He gets a load of grief. And, you know, people saying it's a bit shady or whatever. What did you make? Have you seen any of it? And
I saw the headline, which he said he had a drink problem.
Yeah, sorry, he said he was drinking a bit too much as well. And I've not seen it all, so I can't be sure. But I know from when we spoke to Jesse at the Chipper, he was open about his mental health issues, and he said like he'd asked for a psychologist at United, and this is when he was playing for United, so it was quite like an eye opener for him to be so open, and you know, it was impressive the fact that he was willing to do that. So whether you like Jesse Lingard or not, I respect the fact he's willing to put himself out there and say, you know, these are the issues I've had. I'd have to watch the full interview to say whether I think he's been outdone.
Yeah, I've seen nothing of it. Yeah. So it'd be unfair to say anything on it.
But I think from what I gather, people are just watching a clip on Twitter and just, you know, it's either burn Jesse or burn John Murtaugh.
That doesn't sound like the internet.
I know, it's silly. You know, usually the internet will sit down and watch an hour-long interview and analyse it properly.
Get the full context of everything before making a snap decision.
You know, we start issuing the death threats. Adam Sharp has been a member of the Academy for 13 months. Says, Steve, any chance you were at the Bert Kreischer gig the other night? Thought I spotted you.
Yes, I was.
He's got that. He's done well there, hasn't he, old Adam Sharp? Well done.
Watch United on my phone.
You that guy? Were you that guy?
Literally, he hit a fucking top punchline as Palace put it top bins. I was like that.
So everyone's laughing.
Everyone's like fucking slapping the legs and everything. I'm like, what? To be fair, I said this to you before, innit? Like, I booked that shit like 3 months ago, and they only rearranged the Palace game like last week, and I'm taking the missus out. There's that much football in my life. If I
don't justify it.
Well, I'm gonna. Listen, I'm not gonna take you out tonight because I'm gonna watch United.
And also, it's Palace away. It's a hard. You know what I mean?
Watch it on the on your phone.
Like it's like when it was my missus' birthday, and she went. Her birthday's the 10th of January. She went, we're going to do something like for my birthday, just like the family in that round. She went, if United are on, like, can you come still? And I looked, Charlton. I went, yeah, I missed the game.
You got to egg it up a bit though. Let me see what.
So thankfully the derby was my birthday, so I went to that. Darren C, how smooth is Casemiro on the pitch? I bet he could ice skate over wet concrete and not leave a mark. He's that good. The man glides around the pitch.
See him do it.
I mean, it's a bit bittersweet at the minute talking about Casemiro, isn't it? Because he's mint and he's
how good is like? Listen, we got our ready-made excuse.
Go on. I love that. I was teaching. It was a teaching yesterday. I was talking to someone about this. Chewed my mate, and I was saying, "This is what you always do." And I said, because he hates Arsenal, right? Like he's like Ronaldo Brown levels.
Bad news. It's bad news. Bad news. If Arsenal win the league, it is bad news. But Pep couldn't do 3 in a row. Spent $1 billion.
That is my point I was making. I said you've got to pivot to who you're insulting. So if it's Arsenal win it, we don't touch. Arteta's done well. It's Pep Guardiola is an absolute fraud.
We've got a second bit that we can throw in a mixer here.
Go on.
You can just start hitting Chelsea with just long balls.
Go on.
Or you can hit Jurgen Klopp because he's coming 6th at best.
Klopp won title in 8 years for the greatest ever team. Yeah. Trademarked.
Listen.
Pathetic.
Arteta wins the league. The final whistle is made. Steve, how do you feel about that? Listen, I don't know about you, but Jurgen Klopp has got to think about what he's just done. How can he sit here and take a paycheck knowing that's just happened on his watch?
I have a sneaky feeling that video might be in drafts.
Just clip that out.
I have a sneaky feeling.
We'll just fucking bang that out in May.
Yeah, that final whistle will go.
Is it 28th of May?
Yeah.
Give me that.
The final whistle will go and still have a 40-minute video that goes out like 1 minute later. And if you work it out, you'll know.
Here's why, and we're not talking about Arteta, it's going to be Klopp's getting some, Potter's getting some, and Booley and Chelsea's getting some. Pep's a fraud, and Conte was shit, and I told you he was.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And also, Ten Hag's getting
Where's
praised.
Poch going next?
Do you feel, right, that he's lost his lustre with what's happening at Spurs, or do you think that everyone gets a pass because it's Spurs? Because it's like Jose Mourinho, his career, trophy at clubs, trophy, Spurs, trophy. Conte, trophy, Spurs.
Yeah, but Pochettino's wasn't really that either.
Yeah, but Pochettino, I don't.
Paris Saint-Germain's was trophy.
Poch. I think he got.
He did win the league in the end.
But I think, like with Jose and Conte, they were.
How'd you come second in a one-horse race?
Mate, he came third in a 2-horse race, didn't he? How did they finish behind Arsenal in 2016?
When Leicester won it.
Yeah. How did that happen? Like, the literally one thing, the one saving grace of you not winning the title that year is at least you finish above your rivals. And you somehow balls that up.
It was good work.
It was amazing. It's the most Spursy thing I've ever seen in my life.
So where's Poch going?
Poch?
There's a Premier League team out there itching to take him. Oh, do you reckon it could be Chelsea?
Is you spoke to him?
It could be Spurs.
You reckon? You spoke to him. You said he's got charisma, hasn't he?
Yeah. He's a likeable guy. I could easily go for a pint with him, but like, so's my nana.
Yeah.
And she ain't managing Spurs.
But, I know, but sometimes, you know, like if you're going in for a job interview or you're having a meeting with the chairman or whatever, and you come across like as quite sort of likeable and here's my plans and you speak really well and it's like, you know what? I know I'm not a big Poch fan of me and you've always said when he was Liverpool United, no thanks, but he can say, you know, Champions League final on a bit of a shoestring that season. Regular top 4 for a team that are now, you know, probably not going to make it.
He'd only spent like 10 times more than Ten Hag had done to beat him in the semi.
I know. Do you know what? I'm still good about that. I am. I think Ajax win that final. I do.
And then they probably won't win the league the year after. And COVID didn't happen.
I know.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You know, it was so frustrating.
Man doesn't eat that bat.
Yeah.
And I don't get grounded.
It's like Ousmane Dembele in the last minute of the Nou Camp. I'll never get over that today. He could be the greatest player ever. And when he was Liverpool United, I didn't want him because of that. I was just like, I am that bitter. Nathan King says, have you guys seen that Steve Bruce released a trilogy of football murder mystery novels in 1999? They're called Striker, Sweeper and Defender. That sounds not only right up your street, it sounds like something you've got.
No, but I might troll eBay for them.
That is good, that, innit? Hey.
Do you reckon they're good? I reckon they can't be good, can they?
Well, hang on a minute. Who's piping up there? Producer Ethan,
fucking best manager you ever had,
who is a Newcastle fan and who is probably going to get sacked if they do anything under Eddie Howe. You've read them, have you, Heath?
I've seen sections of them.
You've seen sections of them.
They're very funny because of how bad it is.
They're very funny at how bad they are. What do you reckon's worse? Steve Bruce's
That
football.
Ragnick one.
Yeah, that Ragnick one. That Ragnick one. Have we got the Ragnick one?
It's the fuck. Do you know what? Have you seen that?
Ragnick trainer coach.
This chat GPT. Have you seen it?
No, I don't know what that is.
So basically, it's the internet, Jay. So they've got
The
this
internet, that'll never take
artificial
off.
intelligence
It's a fad.
that can do stuff. And we've been fucking around with it and asking it. I asked
this
it to
worries
give
me,
me
this.
5 sensible Manchester United striking options, right? The problem is it's not currently up to date, so Erling Haaland was number 1.
Right, okay.
So it can only go till I think it's summer 2021 is like the last lot of like live input that it's got. Once it starts to learn everything in the news every day, it's fucking game over. There's loads of people not going to be working because it's just journalists. Forget that. Just fucking tell ChatGPT write me a whole newspaper. I want 14 different articles on 27 different topics. But if you ask it for like stuff that's out there, Joe, and years old,
Yeah.
bosh. I reckon ChatGPT writes. I might even fucking do it. Fuck it. I might see if ChatGPT can write me a Ralph Ragnick book that is better than that one.
I think, right, how old's your youngest?
4.
I reckon she could write a better book than that. Genuinely, I'm not insulting her. Honestly, I think if someone submitted that as a college project,
the thing is, Jay,
they'd get a fail.
The photos are weird.
Right.
The pagination of where the words
Why does
is
it
mental.
go right to the top of the page?
Yeah, and then leave half of it at the bottom. Honestly, it's mental.
Why-
And then even like the cover design is mental.
Why is the blurb at the back as well not punctuated properly?
Yeah.
It opens quotation marks and doesn't end them. Doesn't close them. What's
impressive.
going on?
It's impressive how bad it is.
It is. It is literally like
And
someone's
I
gone.
bet it sold a fuckload of
I don't know.
copies.
You know. I don't know. Didn't you get sent it like randomly? You didn't ask for
Didn't
it.
someone? I might have bought it.
To be fair, you had no idea of knowing how bad it would be.
No.
Because no one could have predicted how bad this book would be. It is the worst book ever. Like, genuinely.
Ever?
Literally.
Ever.
No one has ever written a worse book than this. And there's not even an author on it. It's not by someone. It's just the book.
Yeah.
It doesn't say... It's like when you know in the evening news...
Someone Rushdie read it and went.
Right, say, I won't put my name to that. It's like when Evening News do an article, which is quite frequently, where even they know we're pushing the boundaries of what can be classed as journalism here. So we're just going to go put by Evening News team or something like that.
Metro love a bit of Metro.
Yeah, by Metro's staff, because they don't want to put anyone's name to it, because that person's probably going to get found on Twitter and trolled for writing this utter drivel. It was like that. It just hasn't got an author. It hasn't got any reviews. It hasn't got any of the basics you have in a book, like, English and page numbers. It's got sentences that don't make sense. It is unbelievable. Seth Smith, in the chat says, Stephen, with your military background, would love your input on military...
On how to murder people and get away with it.
He's got a different route.
Oh, okay.
That might be another topic, but
We spent about 4 hours doing that yesterday.
We?
You was upstairs, weren't you?
Oh yeah, the day before yesterday, the one where, because I never know what goes on in that office of yours. But yeah, there was a time I went in to talk to you about a video and
Bleach.
You showed me.
You got to get bleach involved.
You showed me all sorts of things and what goes down if you're ever getting kidnapped. Steve's your man. Would love your input on military involvement in sports. In America, it's prominent and sometimes overwhelming. Should it be in sports? I think he means in the UK.
Cup finals, they generally have military types bringing the trophy out.
Yeah.
For the 2004 FA Cup, was it Arsenal Southampton?
No, 2004, 2003.
2003.
Yeah, because we won
2003, yeah. So 2003. I was on the pitch for the start of the game with a big flag.
Really?
Yeah. Standing right behind Terry Henry. Prick. Prick.
I can imagine you. I'm scared of what you must have been like in your 20s. I am. It's me and you chat, and I don't think like me and you get on well. I don't think me and you could have had it when we were in your 20s. It would have been a recipe for disaster. Peter Kelly says Klopp was asked at a recent press conference, does he expect any more signings? And he replied 9. The reporter came back and said, I didn't ask for your league position. It's one of them where you got to read it. Because, yeah. Peter Kelly, we like you. You're a friend of the channel. Sorry, I didn't let you finish.
Military involvement in UK sports. I agree. In America, it seems a bit mad. And I also think the flag worshipping that goes on in America is I saw it at a baseball game, and I was like, oh, they're actually serious. They are genuinely serious. Because, like, no one really gives a fuck about the national anthem in the UK.
No, do
so it's a total different vibe, whereas it was, like, silence, and people were staring people out for, like, breathing and stuff. Like, it was intense.
When I was at the World Cup...
And they all turned and looked at it, and it was only a digital one on a fucking screen.
When I was at the World Cup in... was it Brazil?
And they kick the arse out of that national anthem, don't they? Oh my God! Then Mariah carried the fuck out of it.
Me and Scotty were in the queue. Yeah. Mariah carried the fuck out. They do, don't they? They proper get into it because we was
just sing it and bounce, did they?
Yeah, no, there's none of that. None of it shouting it. They're like tears in their eyes, hand on the heart. Because we was at the World Cup in Brazil and we was watching America versus Ghana. I was in the queue for drinks and that before the game. National anthem comes on. The queue was massive. Everyone scatters. All the Americans ran to the stands to sing the national anthem. Like,
don't they also pledge allegiance to the bit of cloth every morning?
Is that a thing now? Is that true?
I believe so.
So in the mornings, I pledge allegiance to the flag and all that.
What weird cult is that?
That is, imagine, you know, if we had to do that now.
I went to Catholic school. I thought it was weird that we prayed every morning.
Right. Good schools, aren't they, Catholic schools?
Generally.
Yeah, I know the best ones around our way are Catholic schools. Daniel Kirk...
Because of violence.
Exactly. Oh, sorry. Can we have some likes, please? We've got almost 2,000 people watching and not even 200 likes, which is quite frankly abysmal. Daniel Kirk says, I love the fact that all these chats are addressed to you. It's good stuff. Keep this coming. Hey, I'm all about this. Steve, I know it's probably unlikely, but what are thoughts on Lisandro as a 6 on Sunday? So he's qualified it.
It's that unlikely. I think he did it at Ajax. I don't know the circumstances in which he did it at Ajax, like was their regular 6s not available or whatever, but he did play there. That would be a brilliant one to throw in as the first time he's done it this season, because I think Luke Shaw and Malacia have been excellent.
Yeah. I mean, are you concerned if you do that, if it's Martinez in the 6?
What, if you went to a back 3? No one's thought of that.
Have you thought of that?
No, not until about 4 seconds ago.
Right, okay. Because I thought you might. Usually, when you say something, you've done an analysis of it. I made this point on the watch along the other night. I said, well, we could have Shaw at centre back, Malacia at left back, and Lisandro in the 6. Maka was arguing that he worried about Malacia against Saka, and I thought you got a point there because at Old Trafford he struggled. Does that concern you? Or do you think? Because I like Malacia, I just think Shaw is obviously, the form he's in as well is better.
I think you'd have Shaw and Martinez backing him up. And I also think United are going to play very much on the back foot in this game.
You said that earlier, I mean, you were chatting. On the back foot, does that mean like you expect a bit of counter-attacking from us then?
Yeah, which people thought we did in the home game and we didn't.
Right.
We had less of the ball, doesn't mean causation does not mean correlation.
Mate, come on. Friday afternoon, you're coming out with all these. I know what you mean. Listen, I don't care, right? Do you know what I was? Do you know how I was to win? I want the ball to come through to Rashford in an offside position, right? I mean it. I'm being deadly serious. Him to leave it.
Google's can I wank in public?
Yeah. And then Bruno Fernandes to score the winner. I want that to happen again. And I want the meltdown that we saw from all them Muppets down the road to happen from all them Muppets.
We're seeing.
Mate,
still.
It was unreal.
To this day.
Honestly. What was all that about? I've never seen anything like it.
Even when you show them benefiting from one in the exact same circumstances.
They're getting there, aren't they, the City lot? They're going down that road. Do you know what I mean? And it's not a good road to go down. It's just suck it up and get on with it. You might have been Mancunian, aren't you? Most of you. That's what you always say anyway. Fergal McClellan didn't understand where Steve's rage came from until he said he went to a Catholic school. Now I get it. Also, hi Jay, just because everyone's talking to Steve. Nice one, Fergal. That was a very nice chat then. Abhinav Verma is a question here, and he may as well say it to you because you'll know the answer and I won't. Why was Rio all diplomatic and saying it's offside?
Didn't know he was.
Oh, right, well, sorry, Abhinav. I'm going to, no disrespect, I'm going to take it from the guy that works with him. The thing with that is, right, I don't think it was offside.
He was in an offside position, but you're allowed to be in offside positions.
Yeah. And also,
that's where people fuck it up.
Akanji's argument, well, I stepped up and I played him offside, but he didn't hit the ball. So and people saying he blocked Akanji, no, he didn't.
Also, he's not 10 foot offside. That could have, if Akanji's looking at Rashford, someone behind him could have been 1 foot off him and could have played him on, and you don't necessarily know that. So you just got to play to the whistle. And also, Akanji makes zero effort to get back in front of it.
That's what I mean.
Have you seen the Messi one, where it's a 200 IQ play by Messi, where someone's played the ball across? It's literally at Messi. He just steps out of the way of it. Someone gets it just at the byline, hits it back into the centre of the box where Messi hasn't moved and scores. And everyone's going bananas.
Right.
It's the exact same thing. I don't think we get away with it in the Cheshire League.
Mate,
I think they're just calling it straight off the bat, and then we have a big argument and we still don't get the goal.
Auditing Ireland says United have yet to acknowledge Sir Matt's anniversary. It was obviously the passing of Sir Matt Busby in 90, I think it was this day, 94, wasn't it? I remember it.
I was on holiday.
Was you?
Yeah, I was on holiday when he passed, and we missed that game. It was Everton, won it.
Yeah, with the Piper that came out. I remember going, when it happened, me and my mate...
Never seen flowers like that.
No, we went down to Old Trafford, my friend. You know what I always remember as well? I remember going down to Old Trafford and I think I took a shirt or something and laid some flowers, me and my pal. And I saw shirts, loads of United shirts and flags and flowers and everything. I remember seeing a Leeds shirt and it said Top Man on it, their sponsors. And it said, "Hi, Sir Matt, I've left this because regardless of the rivalry, this is what you are and always will be a top man." And I always remember that. I thought, that's when you know someone's got, when Leeds fans are like respecting what he did. I know they didn't do that when it was 1 minute silence because they all started singing Marching On Together for it and they got absolutely hammered in the press. But it sort of stayed with me that, and I remember the lone Piper against Everton. I remember there was two guys coming up the stairs chatting. Imagine being one of them when you get up there and realise.
At least it wasn't mobile phone days.
No,
always some fucker's phone goes off.
Yeah, phone goes off, and everyone could hear him. And then they came up and realised what was going on. And I always remember.
I'd have gone home.
Yeah, I would have.
I would have gone home. Yeah. I'd have been like, anyway, fuck this shit in a bit. And then I've been on the phone. "Hello, Sam. Can I change my seat?
Can I cancel my season ticket?"
Yeah, no, I'm in Stretford. Can I go on the other side?
Matt G says, "Jay and Steve, at height of rivalry, which United victory over them was your fave? Unbeaten run ending match for the piss it boils still to this day." Do you know what I love about that unbeaten, that for starters, that unbeaten run in the league, where they had about 20 draws between the losses.
The media made more of that than us, I think.
But do you know what I love about that game? If we had VAR in that game, it's abandoned because we have at least 4 red cards. We are absolutely kicking them all over the gaff. Then Rooney gets what, no, I can't even say it, is one of the worst penalty decisions I've seen.
Jay anticipated the contact.
Throws himself on the floor, arches his back and everything. It's not even a natural movement.
Sol Campbell goes for it.
Sol Campbell's looking at him like, shit. Yeah. And then he gives it, the ref gives it, after not giving us so many fouls where Gary Neville was kicking Antonio Reyes.
If you ever watch that back, you'll just go, wait, this is in colour. It's some Norman Hunter shit.
Yeah.
It's Nobby Styles 101 is what it is. Gary Neville didn't make a tackle that wasn't on Reyes' ankle.
No, it was horrific. And we got away with that.
There's one, is it Rude stamps on, is it Ashley Cole?
I think so.
Ashley Cole comes to flying and Rude just scrapes him.
Oh, it's bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's fucking brilliant. If you ever get a chance to watch that, it's the 2-0 United versus Arsenal in 2005, I think it is. Rude penalty and Rooney as well. And it is poetic because they are getting kicked all over the gaff. They're losing the marbles. The ref's giving them nothing. Eventually,
Who is the ref?
I can't remember. I remember Gary Neville did a horrific challenge and then gets a talking to, and about a minute later did another one and then gets his yellow.
And kicks off.
Yeah.
That's the thing is, he's hit Reyes, right? The ball's not even in the shot. He's mullered him on his ankle it's a straight red, even at Sunday League, right? He's fucking smashed him. He gets up and he's probably like, "What the fuck you on about?" to the referee immediately, and you're like, "Wow, that's fucking impressive." I used to love kicking Arsenal.
Oh, mate, yeah. What is your favourite memory of that? Because that was actually sort of on brand for what we
I think it's more of a bit of the cross the rivalry. I was on guard duty for the tunnel incident with Roy Keane.
Yeah.
We do 2-hour windows, so I was on 6 till 8 so I could watch the match. Jug guard in the front of the gate.
Yeah.
And I came in at 8 o'clock. I've missed the entire tunnel shit. I ain't seen a fucking second of it. And the commentary didn't actually reference it. So I'm just watching it on the telly.
Really?
I'm going, this is a meaty game, Jesus. And I honestly still think to this day that is one of the best Premier League games I've ever seen. Is it 4-2?
Yeah.
John O'Shea scored.
Yeah.
Ronaldo scored.
I think so. I can't remember the goal. We did win.
Unbelievable. Just the tempo of that game, you was out of breath watching it. It was mint.
Yeah.
That one was class. Obviously, 99, semi-final, both of them, because they were both good games.
No, they were.
And Dwight York wasn't offside.
No.
Just wasn't.
Because Giggs kicked the ball, then
See,
got
this is
onto his
how
own
mad the
pass.
offside fucking rule is. Yeah, Giggs plays it. This is how the offside rules changed.
Yeah.
Giggs plays it round Dixon.
Someone like that. And to himself, basically, doesn't it? He's playing the
collects it
ball.
himself. Dwight York is in an offside position in the centre of the pitch. But the linesman flags for it.
Flags, but it's not. He's playing the
part of
ball
his
to
own
himself.
dribble.
Yeah. It's like if you knock it round someone, you're not offside, are you? Oh, there you go. We've got it here now. So it's Vieira.
Sylvester got sent off, didn't even know that.
Yeah. He ended up there as well, didn't he? Sylvester. John O'Shea's got the best highlights reel of anyone. Hasn't it? Nutmegging Figo, that goal at the Cop End, going in net against Spurs and keeping a clean sheet, and that goal against Arsenal. I mean, it's unreal. Seriously. Seth Smith in the Super Chat says, why has Arsenal Fan TV been the only fan base that took on a life of its own? I can't believe others
Have you ever met
that
Arsenal
same
fans?
level.
Have you ever met Arsenal fans?
Yeah. I mean, it was...
That's what helps.
Yeah.
I've never met a more collectively deluded bunch of people in my life.
It's so... I know, right, every fan base has its extremists, where it's like, you're winning 2 games on the bounce, we're going to win the league. You lose 2, we're getting relegated. But they take it to different levels. Like,
yeah, in most fan bases, that's probably 10% super happy, always permanently deluded, happy and permanently deluded, everything's going mental.
Yeah.
Some fan bases, they might have a bit more sense about them or a bit less sense about them. But Arsenal, you're in the extremes if you're normal.
Yeah. I think we sort of, when we was taking over from Devils and we became Paddock, and we were chatting, me, you, Mac and Joe were chatting about how we were sort of an example, that was an example of what we didn't want to do, wasn't it?
Literally.
Like, we're not doing that. We're not doing the ranting down the camera nonsense after we've drawn away at, Chelsea or whatever. We're not doing the ridiculous statements or, trying to arrange charity boxing matches with everyone or with each other. They used to do that, didn't they? Do you remember when they were when we beat them and Pogba got sent off and they're doing like fan cams and that, and then they're offering each other out, and it's like, what are you doing? Get a grip.
I've never seen a more perfect example of what a fan base represents than Arsenal Fan TV.
I know, and I wouldn't mind. You look at them and you think they're only kids. They're not. They're older than us. They're like in the 50s. Honestly, it's embarrassing. 20 legend, remember the Academy 40 months. We're going to win tomorrow. Wout Weghorst.
Well, we're playing Sunday, so...
Yeah, well, that's how confident he is. What are you up to this weekend, my friend?
I've got a game tomorrow. Still looking for our first win of 2023.
You seem, I don't know, do I miss the... Are you quite okay when Stretford Paddock FC lose, or do you shoot out? Because by the time I see you, I usually don't see you till Tuesday, do I? Because usually in London Monday, you're pretty calm and reflective, but have you got it out your system by then? Sort of.
Yeah, I was fucked off. I mean, we lost in the last minute this weekend.
Oh, that's all right, isn't it?
It was a good performance. Last week, the week before, we got beat 5-0. Probably conceded 6 shots.
Yeah.
Wasn't happy with that.
Right.
But we played like dickheads, so we deserved to lose. And I've got no problem saying that we deserved to lose. Last week, I didn't think we deserved to lose. I thought they'd done enough, performed well enough. And sometimes that's football, anyway. You just, you don't actually get the result you deserve.
If you lose and they've done what you've told them to do, and it's...
Yeah, how can I get mad?
Yeah, because people don't like using the word luck and that in football. You make your own luck, but there is a time when you things are a bit unfortunate.
Also, I've lost another player.
In a good
to
way?
To a medical condition. It's quite prevalent in the game at the moment. I've lost Omar to an operation. He's possibly the best player in the team. We've lost a lad to the Welsh Prem. Omar and Kieran coming out of the team, 2 of your better players.
Yeah.
Any team's going to suffer with those. It's unfortunate timing, but that's a nature of being who we are as a football club. So just got to keep recruiting, keep pushing, and try and get everyone to do the jobs, because until they're all doing the jobs, can't really complain. And we let ourselves down a couple of times, conceded last week. I'm more worried about the goals, to be honest. We only scored 1 in 2 games.
How's my lad getting on, Ronaldo Brown? How's he doing?
Got an assist last week.
Good.
If he can be direct, he can be a problem.
Yeah.
He just decides he needs to be... Because here's the problem with Ronaldo, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't get tackled. His dribbling is top draw.
Yeah.
But all he wants to do is beat everyone. Why don't we beat one person and cross it? You know what I mean?
I can imagine as his manager, that's incredibly frustrating.
I got a text of him last week, like, do you like benching me because I'm your mate? Is it the easy? And I'm like, no, I like benching you because they're better.
Right. love that. Dale Griffiths says that the Ronaldo free kick in the Champions League versus Arsenal was something to remember. It was, wasn't it? Do you know what? Bring it on. Bring it on. This week, everyone's talking about Arsenal fan TV. We're going to wrap it up there. What video have you got coming out?
I have got one about Jim Radcliffe coming out in about 10 minutes.
10 minutes. So go and check that out. There'll be a link in the description. Stephen Howson TV. You know where to find it. Go and find it anyway. And go and check out Stretford Paddock FC as well. We'll both be back on Sunday. I'll be back for the watch along with Joe Smith and Adam McCullough. And then we'll be getting post-match reaction from Mr. Stephen Howson. So make sure you check that out. Don't forget to hit like, share and subscribe. That's been Steve. I've been Jay. Thanks for watching.